Free agency is heating up with many signings happening across the league. For the Bulls, we have news of their first signing that wasn't one of their own free agents. Jalen Smith from the Indiana Pacers, who was the 10th pick in the 2020 draft. Since he signed, some people have been asking me, who is this guy? I've never heard of him. Knowing we have viewers with different levels of NBA interest, from avid fans to casual viewers, I thought I'd analyze who Jalen Smith is for Bulls fans who might not know him well, explaining his playing style, what he brings to the Bulls, and what this means for the rest of the season. So, how's everyone doing? You're listening to Bull Central. I hope everyone is well. I mentioned in this morning's video that the Bulls signed Jalen Smith to a 3-year, $27 million contract, using most of their mid-level exception for this signing. This limits the Bulls' ability to sign more players or make a trade for DeMar DeRozan, because they can't take in more money than they're sending out. We'll talk about this and its impact on the Bulls and their season shortly. But first, let's talk about Jalen Smith, his background, what he brings to the team, and why this signing could be low-risk, high-reward. Jalen Smith was one of the top players in his class in 2018, ranked 16th overall and a 5-star recruit by ESPN. He played college basketball for the Maryland Terrapins and was expected to enter the draft in 2019. Despite a solid freshman season averaging nearly 12 points and 7 rebounds per game, he decided to stay another year to increase his stock. In his sophomore season, he had a dominant performance with over 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. He was named to the third-team All-American and first-team All-Big Ten. Due to the pandemic, the season ended without March Madness. Smith was drafted by the Phoenix Suns as the 10th pick in 2020. In his rookie season, it became clear that Smith needed more development, and with the Suns quickly becoming a playoff team, there was no time or space in the rotation for him. He played sparingly and spent time in the G League. In less than a season and a half, the Suns traded him to the Indiana Pacers in 2022. With the Pacers, he had more opportunities and averaged 13.4 points and 7.6 rebounds in 22 games, shooting 37% from three-point range. The following season, his numbers dipped, but he remained productive with 10 points and 5.5 rebounds per game in 17 minutes. He's a big man who can space the floor and finish around the rim, which the Bulls need. The biggest concern is his defense, as he hasn't been good defensively despite being a good defender in college. He struggles in pick-and-roll situations and staying in front of his man. He barely played in the playoffs, which could be worrying. But since the Bulls aren't trying to compete right away, this signing is low risk. Jalen Smith is still young at 24 and has room to develop further. Signing Jalen Smith limits the Bulls' ability to make more moves, especially if they want to trade Zach LaVine. And a potential trade for DeMar DeRozan is becoming harder, as the Bulls would have to take back less salary in return, which could put them over the salary cap. DeMar is also in a tough spot, as his market value has dropped and he may have to accept less money than he hoped. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds in the coming days or hours. Let me know what you think about Jalen Smith's signing. Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.